What is up, book addicts? B. Muraca here, back with another episode of the Book Rant, and we are going to do some ranting about some literature today. I know, right? We're actually going to talk about an actual novel today. I apologize, I don't mean to discriminate. Obviously, comics, manga, and everything that you can read and enjoy is a book. Anywho, we're going to be discussing John Durgan's novel that came out earlier this year, or unless it was later last year. I forget, but it's called A Cursed Among Us. A Cursed Among Us by John Durgan. Guys, this is probably the best book I've read, novel-wise anyways, in years. Let me tell you why. I'm a big fan of Stranger Things. The Netflix show, you gotta love Stranger Things, especially season 4. They went there. I'm not just talking about the scenes with Max. They went there so hard. All the characters did cool stuff. They all brought their A games. No one was like annoying or anything, except for the bully villain. What was his name? Brad or something? I don't know. He got chopped in half anyways. But it was such a compelling story. The villain origin was awesome. Like Vecna, that's the villain's name. Well, that's basically what you got here. You got a group of kids, just like in Stranger Things, takes place in the late 80s, early 90s, something like that. They come across a gravesite. And unfortunately, they awaken something from that gravesite. Howie and his friends, bunch of kids in high school, 15, 14 years old. You know, they're not that popular. They're kind of geeky. They make movies for fun, stuff like that. They uncover a gravesite in the woods. And at first they think, it's no big deal. Well, it turned out to be a big deal. A giant witch who is like something out of The Walking Dead, but a lot bigger and with witch powers, comes out of that grave and starts killing residents around the town. These deaths are brutal. This is not an extreme horror novel. It did well in the Facebook Books of Horrors group. I think it actually won the book brawl that they have every year. I double checked, but this was definitely one of the most popular books in the horror community this year. Howie and his friends take on this monster, trying to find out the conspiracy around the town on how that monster, that witch, ended up buried there, how she became who she was, and why she's attacking people. They're trying to save their town from this evil thing that they accidentally woke up. The town has a history of a vicious serial killer killing people and taking out their hearts. That was 20 years ago, before the events of the books. So, what you have now is terror returning to the town. And let me tell you something. The investigation is not like some lighthearted thing. There are a lot of dark secrets in this town among the residents, including some of the parents of our main characters, Howie and his friends. The other kids I want to keep a little down low on. I don't want to give too much away about them, but some of their parents, let's just say everyone has their secrets. There's definitely not a lot of innocent parties in this book. Howie, though, might be the innocent. He's like the leader of his group. He's a fun kid, but he does suffer a lot of crap. He's got a great mom, but his dad is a piece of garbage. His dad beats him. It's weird, actually. He beats him, he belittles him, he keeps Howie in fear, but there's also like a couple times where they're just sitting down having dinner or playing video games, and Howie remarks that, those are moments with his dad he likes, but overall, he ain't a good guy. Now, does he have anything to do with the monster in the book? You'll have to find out. But just know, Howie is not a kid who comes from a good background too much. And he just wants to make sure his friends in his town are safe. So he is definitely someone you root for in this novel. The book is action-packed. There's fight scenes, scenes of them escaping this monster. The final act, oh my gosh. Let's just say it's a bloodbath. It's a bloodbath, an Infinity War Endgame style type thing. Guys, I cannot say this book kept me on my toes so much. I could not stop reading it. I could not put it down. It's one of those books where you read, you finish a chapter, and you're like, one more. Then you finish it, and you're like, one more. You just can't get enough. You have to find out what's the conspiracy behind this witch. You know? How did she come to be who she is? Why is she attacking people? What the hell did Howie and his friends accidentally unleash on the town? And guess what? The witch is not the only killer in the book. No. No, we have one of our dear residents of the town going a little Norman Bates psychopath, if you catch my drift. That's its own side story. It is very dark. Again, this isn't extreme horror. There are gory details and gets a little descriptive, but it's nothing too bad. If you were able to survive Stranger Things Season 4, if you were able to survive the Fear Street movies on Netflix, you'll be able to survive this book. I promise you. Okay? But the innocence of the children shows a lot. It really brings you back to times when you were a kid and you liked going on adventures with your friends, hanging out. There's so much resonating with that in this book. John Durgan, you created a masterpiece. There's hints for a sequel later on. I mean, come on. Let's get that sequel, John Durgan. You are my man. You are a brilliant writer. The world really owes you for writing this book. Cursed Among Us by John Durgan. Check it out. You guys are going to love it. Subscribe and share. Down below is a link to help some fur babies. Peace out.